Yeah.
All right. Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, double honors and blessings to the apostles and elders that rule well, which are a great millstone, and salutations to the hopeful elect, the sincere Akim that's pushing his word on the highways and the byways. So open up with that first scripture. Yeah, we out here to prophesy against Edom, to prophesy to the elect of the nation of Israel, which are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and to edify, the hopeful elect to return back to your power, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So read that, Agim.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 11.
No, verse 4.
Verse 4?
No, it's like 6 and 4. Yeah, sorry.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4. It says, the Lord talked with your face.
No, that's 5 and 4.
Oh, 5.
6
Okay,
and 4. 6
5.
and 4. That's what we do. 6, 4, and then verse 5. Yeah.
Alright, it's up.
Sorry.
It says, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Right, so hear, O Israel, like the brother put the camera on the sign, Israel is talking to the descendants of Jacob, which are the 12 tribes, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today. So the Bible is requiring you to hear. So it said, hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one, meaning he's one power. We don't worship different gods, we don't believe in paganism. Right, Hebrew Israelites, we're supposed to only believe in one power, and his name is Yahweh. His only begotten son's name, which is Yahushai. So the Bible is saying, hear the words of this book. Keep reading. Verse 5.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thine soul, and with all thy might.
Right, so that's a commandment, right, to you Israelites. You're supposed to love the Most High with all your soul, all your mind, and all your might, which when you read the book of 1 John, what's love? Love is keeping up the commandments. So we are here to also teach our people to keep the commandments, to repent, and come back to the Bible, which is your book, it's your heritage, your culture. Alright, so now read that in 2nd Ezra.
In 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
Right, so this is the prophet Ezra. He's inquiring from the Most High, Yahweh, when is going to be the parting asunder of times, which is what? Each nation has a time to rule upon the planet Earth. All right, every nation gets a certain portion of time to rule, which comes down from the Most High. No pictures, please. You can take a picture of the sign. No pictures. No pictures. So, anyways, like I was saying, the Most High gives every nation a portion of time to rule over the planet Earth. All right, so you had the Babylonian captivity, you had the Assyrian the captivity, meaning the nation of Israel was in captivity. Because in reality, we're supposed to be ruling over the planet Earth. But because we transgress the laws of the Most High is given the power over these other nations to rule over us. So Ezra was in captivity. So he wants to know, when is going to be the parting asunder of time? When are we going to get to rule? When is this empire going to fall so that we can get back what's ours, what's our inheritance, which is the planet Earth? So keep reading, bro.
This is 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Right, so that should give you a clue right there, because he asked when is the parting asunder of time, and the angel, which was a messenger from the Most High, he brought it all the way back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and he brought up Esau. So that's showing you that that's a main theme on the planet Earth. That's one of the most important stories of this earth, pretty much. That's a very important history to know in order to understand the times and the seasons and dominions of this earth. Because right now, according to Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And basically throughout this lesson, Abaratazal will go through the scriptures and show you who is the wicked. And I'll just tell you right now, the wicked is the so-called white people, the biblical Edomites, Esau. That's why it said, when Jacob, read that part again, with Jacob and Esau.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Right, so that is the parting asunder of time. That was the answer right there. But he's going to expound a little bit more. So read verse 9.
9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it.
Yeah, that's your point. That's the whole purpose right now. Esau, which you so-called white people, you Edomites, you are the end of the world. Which you look at the sign right here, it says it clearly on the top, the end of the world. This is how your modern day world, the so-called new world, this is how your world is going to end. It's going to end by nuclear missiles, nuclear fire. This is how the world is going to end. Which the whole entire planet is not going to be destroyed. As if you could zoom in on the sign just a little bit, you can see the main parts of destruction, all right? Israel, Pakistan, Iran, which is basically the whole Middle East. And America. If you look at over there on America, it's a complete lake of fire. That's where you go into the scriptures in Revelation. It talks about the lake of fire, which is the second death. That's going to be a nuclear war. Russia is going to bomb America with nuclear missiles. North Korea is going to bomb America with nuclear missiles. In the Bible, America is known as Babylon the Great. All right, and it's ruled by you Edomites. It's ruled by you so-called white people, starting with your elites, the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. All right, those are the kings of the earth at the moment. They have dominion over the planet Earth, and they are the Edomites. They descend from Esau. We descend from Jacob. So when it said Jacob is the end of the world, and Esau is the beginning of, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, it's talking about the kingdom of heaven. Jacob is going to be the rulers of the kingdom of heaven. That is the inheritance that Jacob received from his father Isaac. And actually, we want to get that real quick. Go to Genesis 27. Matter of fact, no, go to Genesis 36 and 8. You go to Genesis 27, 36 and 8. Just to expound real quick, because it said Esau is the end of the world. Just to show you who Esau is according to the Bible. It's a nationality of people, even though it brought up the story of the twins, that Isaac had with Rebekah. But it actually goes deeper than that. So read that real quick.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 36, verse 8. It says, "Thus dwelleth Esau in Mount Seir." Esau is Edom.
Right, Esau is Edom. So Edom, when you go into the Blue Letter Bible, or even if you look it up on Google, Edom is a nation of people, the Edomites. It's an actual nationality of people. Because the Most High deals with nationality. He deals with nations. He deals with kingdoms. So the Most High has established Esau to rule over the earth at the time being. But the reason why the Most High got his servants out there, starting with the apostles of Great Milso, is because Esau's world is ending. Right? This kingdom is falling. Read Revelation, the 18th chapter, which we're going to get into it. The angel said, Babylon the Great is falling, is falling. So this kingdom is falling every day. You see crazy instances like that dude, just to bring that up real quick, the dude on 42nd Street. All right, the Simeonite, which he was a Dominican. We won't even really call him Simeon. He didn't know who he was. But he was an Israelite. But guess what? He bugged out. He got demons on him. He wasn't right. He was unjust. He was wicked. And he just basically, the Most High put in his spirit to just drive through 42nd Street and try to claim a bunch of people's lives. And that's a sign that this world is falling. That's just one sign. That's a very minute thing. But things like that shouldn't be happening in your kingdom. That means there's something wrong. That means the people's mind is polluted. They got demons on them. You got the spirit of adultery that's heavy here in America. You got the spirit of murder, lying, thieves, robbery. This place is destroyed already spiritually. But there's going to be a physical destruction that's going to take place, which the Bible, it refers to as fire, right? The destruction of fire. Like I said earlier, the lake of fire and the second death. So actually just go to Ezekiel 35. Let me see. Start at the first verse.
This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it.
Right, so like we just read in Genesis 36 and 8, Mount Seir is Esau's his habitation, which are the Edomites, which again are you so-called white people. So the Most High is requiring the prophets to set their face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. So what are we to say? Read verse 3. Go into verse 3.
And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee.
Right, so this is the Most High speaking. We're required to come out here and say what? Thus saith the Lord. We're reading out of the Bible. the Holy Bible. This is the words of the Creator, the Most High, the highest power, Yahweh, and His Son, Yahushai. So we coming out here to say their words, not our own, even though we do hate you so-called white people as well, because the Most High hates you. But guess what? We hate you because the Most High hates you. It's not our own personal agenda. It's biblical. It's in the scriptures. Jacob and Esau from the womb was created to be sworn enemies. And Esau himself, in the Edomites, the biblical Edomites, the Most High said what? Read it again from the top.
Verse 3.
Yeah, verse 3.
And say unto it, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, behold, O man seer, I am against thee, and I will stretch up my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Right, make thee most desolate. So now that we know who the Edomites are, you're going to get another scripture real quick to expound on it, because he said, my hand is against thee, and he will make Esau most desolate. So read that in Malachi, the 1st chapter, the 4th verse.
It is Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Right, so hold on right there. This is another prophet now. We read Esdras, then we went to Ezekiel, now we in Malachi. Why are all the prophets talking about Esau and Jacob? Why are they talking about Edom? Because you rule the earth. You so-called white people, you rule the earth, and the Most High is against you. He only set you up to put the children of Israel in captivity, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's the only reason you were set up with this kingdom, was to destroy the Israelites, to chastise the Israelites rather, to chastise so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's the only reason the Most High set you up. And we're going to read it. Continue on, bro.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Right, so the Most High said they will build, but I will throw down. We just read that in Ezekiel. The Most High said he's going to stretch out his hand against who? Edom, and he's going to make them most desolate. So the Most High said, even though you got this great empire, this so-called great empire called America, which is really a corporation, the Most High said, even though you're going to build, I'm going to destroy. Because everything is in the Most High's will. Everything is in the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And the scriptures clearly tells you what the Most High said, I created the wicked for the day of evil. So you was not created to really rule the earth. You was only really created to rule the earth, but for a short season. And Job went into that deep. You know, Job, he broke that whole thing down, that the wicked, their rulership is not meant to last forever. The rulership that's meant to last forever, it starts with Yahushai, the Lord and Savior, Yahushai, who you call Jesus Christ, which is a so-called black man. He's going to come back. He's gonna claim what's his. Because this earth is his inheritance from his father, which is Yahweh. Alright, and he's gonna give the nation of Israel inheritance with him, which is gonna be what? The 144,000. Those are the next ruling government of the earth. Because you people, it's like you think this Bible is a big fairy tale. Like it doesn't deal with economics, with governing nations. This is how you look at the earth today. There's an economy, you have the US dollar. The kingdom of heaven is going to be the same, but in righteousness. It's going to be ruled by the 144,000. And it's not going to be no democracy. That's not going to exist no more. Democracy is going to be done away with. The election is coming from on high. It's coming from the heavens. The election comes from the Most High Yahweh. Jacob was elected from the womb to be the rulers of the earth. That's just how it is. You can't change that. That's the Most High's preference. That's the elect, the hopeful elect. The 144,000, the 1/3. So keep reading that.
Continuing on, the people against whom the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, hath indignation forever.
Right, have indignation forever. So who can change that? Can your pastor in your church change that and say we gotta love everybody? The Bible, the Most High himself said he has indignation against Esau forever, against the Edomites, so-called white people. What is indignation? Indignation is righteous anger or righteous judgment. So this is how your kingdom is going to fall. Your kingdom is going to go down by violence.
That's right.
America is going to be destroyed by violence. It's not going to have a peaceful ending. And we're just going to wrap it up. And then Jesus, who you call Jesus, you know, Yahushua just going to come down, you know, with flowers and treats and stuff for everybody. No. The Lord said he has indignation against the nation of Edom forever. So go back to Ezekiel 35. That was it on that, bro. The water. Verse 4.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 4. And I will lay thy cities waste.
He said he would lay thy cities waste. So the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he's not only going to lay America waste, because when you go into the history, what is Esau's cities? The Edomites, the land of Edom, Mount Seir, Petra, Basra, Tebah. These are all the cities of Edom, the land of Edom. It's not only talking about the land, it's talking about the people, because in order to have a land, people have to inhabit it. In order to have a city or a state or a government, somebody has to be ruling. Somebody has to inhabit that land. A city can't just be a city just because it's a piece of land.
That's right.
It's the people that inhabit the land that make it a city. So that's going a little bit deep, but finish off that verse and then you can get the Amos.
And thou shalt know, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Right, so then you're gonna know. Because the scriptures say the fool said there is no God. You know, these so-called white people, they believe in evolution. They believe in all these different philosophies. They don't believe that there's an actual creator. A lot of people on the earth, because of the philosophy of the white man, right, the Edomites, he has made the nations to drink of that wicked-ass philosophy that there's no power that exists. That everything is just random. This was all just randomness. The Big Bang and everything that you see before you just created out of nothing. But I'm here to tell you, we're here to tell you that there is a creator. His name is Yahweh. You know him as God. You know him as Jesus, the Father and the Son. Their name is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
Right.
They created everything you see here. So the day that Esau, this kingdom and this whole nation of people get destroyed, then you will know who is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because the earth right now don't know that. The earth right now doesn't know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They say God is love. God loves everybody, but that's not even in the Bible. You can't even find that in the Bible. The Most High said he hates Esau more than once. So get that in Amos 1 and 11. Read 11 and 12.
This is Amos 1 and 11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword.
Yeah, stop right there. So this is the judgment of Esau right now. This is the judgment of the nation of Edom that we read in. Not only, again, look at the theme, man. We started off with Esdras, then we went to Ezekiel, then we went to Malachi, and now we in Amos. These are all prophets from the Lord talking about Edom, the judgments and the destruction of the nation of Edom. So why is there dudes out there talking about that Esau is not going to be destroyed? Where are they reading this from? Because everywhere we go in the Bible, every prophet spoke about the destruction of the Edomites. This is not something that we just came up with overnight. We read the Bible. We actually study the Bible. We actually pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We ask for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We ask for the knowledge of the scriptures. And when we study, we see these things, so we bring it out to the people. Which the people that we really bringing it out to, first and foremost, are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites. The words of this book is for you. The words of the Holy Bible are for you. Even though we prophesying against Esau, but we prophesying against Esau for the edification of Israel. Because Israel doesn't know who their enemy is. Israel doesn't know the Most High anymore. Isaiah 1 and 3, you can get that real quick, all right? But go finish off on verse 11.
Continuing on, and did cast all, and
Matter of fact, start off from the brothers part. He said, just start off from the top, matter of fact, start off from the top.
This is Amos 1 and 1. The words of Amos, who was among the herdmen of Tekoa, which he saw.
No, Salak, not 1 and 11.
This is Amos 1 and 11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Alright, so again, just reiterating what I just said, this is the judgment of Esau, of Edom. This is so-called white people, you Caucasians, you Europeans, whatever title you want to go under, the Romans, Greeks, Russians, all of you are Edomites. You're all different tribes of Esau. And when it says the nation of Edom, it's talking to all of you tribes of Esau. You're all going to be destroyed for your what you did to the. What was that?
Not in my neighborhood.
See, that's Esau. He doesn't want to hear this. See, he's mad. He's mad because the Lord condemned him.
Satan.
Right, that's Satan. The scriptures condemns Esau, so he don't want to hear this. But hey, guess what? We're gonna keep reading. Read that again.
Continuing on, because he did pursue his brother with the sword.
His brother. Could you get the sign real quick? This is the brother. When you so-called white people took the so-called West Africans from the land of Africa and you brought them here in the transatlantic slave trade, you transgressed against your brother Jacob, and you don't even know that. And the Lord said you have to pay for that. And we're gonna go deeper into it. It gets more sweeter, right? It gets sweeter for Jacob. It don't get sweet for you Edomites. But this is really again for you for Israel, right? But read that real quick just to get that point out.
This book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. Ox knoweth its owner, and the ass is master's crib. But Israel do not know. My people do not consider.
Right, so the Lord's people, Israel, again, Israel is the descendants of Jacob, because Jacob's name was also changed to Israel, just how Esau's name was changed to Edom. So Israel represents you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You don't know who you are and you don't consider. That's why we have a sign where you have your real nationality here, according to the Bible, and you have the nationality that your wicked brother Esau gave you. He conquered you here in America. Right? He gave you false bywords and proverbs. He called you by names that you weren't. No pictures.
No pictures.
You could take a picture of the sign if you want. The picture of the sign, not us.
Sign,
No, not us. Why did, yo, this is crazy. Yo, Esau don't want to hear this right now. He want to take pictures of us.
Pictures.
He got that pride, man. But yo,
Right.
we gotta keep moving in the spirit. Israel doesn't know who they are, man. That's really the point. So we coming out here to tell you who you are, tell you who your enemy is. And really, Esau, you're not really our brother no more because you broke the covenant already. You already broke the brotherly covenant. It tells you that, I think that's in the book of Zechariah, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Salaki, if I'm quoting it wrong, but it tells you that he has broken the brotherly covenant. So no, we don't forgive him, and the Lord don't forgive him. You got something to say, bro? Psalms? Okay, Salaki. So keep reading in Amos.
Continuing on, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
Right, so this is talking about so-called white people. All right, when you put the sword to your own brother Jacob, all right, the transatlantic slave trade and the colonization of America, when you came here in 1492 as the conquistadors, all right, as the Spaniards, you came here and you conquered the tribe of Gad in the northern kingdom. And then what you did was you went back to West Africa, all right, and then you brought over the southern tribes over here. You pursued your brother Jacob with the sword and you cast it off all pity. Because we can go on, you know, I wish we had the signs, bro, really. Soon, you know, we'll have the signs of Esau's wickedness, man, because you have the alligator bait, you know, the list goes on, the alligator bait, the lynchings, the castrating, you burned us to death, you cut off our rods. There's a lot of history behind slavery. And there ain't nobody else this could be talking about, because who else on the planet Earth casted off pity off of their own brothers? Who else did that? And this is a perpetual theme in the Bible, because you go back all the way to Cain and Abel. And what did Cain do? He killed his own brother. Alright? So that's how we link you so-called white people up with the serpent, alright, in the Garden of Eden. Because that wasn't an actual serpent, that wasn't an actual snake, that was Esau in the spirit. Alright, that wasn't no Canaanites, that was Esau. And then later on, leading up to it, that was Cain. And then later on it turned into who? Esau. And now today, you still see the same thing. You see the war between so-called white people and so-called black people. This has been a perpetual theme in history since as far as the Bible could go, all the way back to Genesis. So this is important information to bring out. People don't want to talk about race. They want to say forgive everybody. But according to the Bible, the Most High has not forgiven Esau. For 3 transgressions and for 4, the Lord will not forget the punishment of Esau. So finish reading verse 12, and we're going to go back to Ezekiel.
It is Amos 1 and 12. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra.
Right, that fire, once again, the nuclear missiles, all right? There's no reason why there's no there's no coincidence to why nuclear missiles was created. Nuclear missiles are created to destroy. That's the only reason, that's the only thing to do with them. You can't create a nuclear missile to create peace on the earth. There's no way. That's wickedness, man. That weapon, Most High ultimately created a nuclear missile. He used Esau to do it. It tells you that in the book of Isaiah. It says he created the smith that blew up the coals in the fire. All right, the instrument for destruction, pretty much. You know, roughly paraphrasing.
You can't put it in the museum either.
Right, you can't put it in a museum.
Once you separate the atoms, that's it.
Exactly, it got to be stored in a certain temperature, in a certain atmosphere, man. And them things is just waiting to be shot off. I mean, in other nations, they got nuclear missiles aimed with the coordinates already for America. Different places, New York, California. You know, right now we in New York. This place is going to be utterly wasted.
That's right.
This place is going to be destroyed. We just read it. Read it again. Verse 12.
Amos 1 and 12. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra.
Right, the palaces of Basra. If you look up Basra in the blue letter, that was the capital city of Edom. All right, so you look at America, this could be Basra. We don't even know. This city right here could be Basra. We're really, in the grand spectrum of things, America is Basra. Because America is really the capital of Esau's rulership. Because there ain't really much going on over there in Europe and Russia and stuff. Nobody gives a damn about no Russia. America is where it's at, you know, with you nations. America is the nation that you wonder after. Like it said in Revelation the 13th chapter, the beast that they wondered after, the other nations. It's really America. This is the capital of Edom. This place, this whole entire country is going to be a lake of fire. That's saying the Bible.
That's right.
So go back to Ezekiel 35 and go to verse, we finished verse 4, right? Yeah, read verse 5.
Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
Right, so we just read in Amos 1 and 11, it said that Edom had a continual hatred for his brother Jacob. You know, are you still holding it, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
Let me see something. Yeah, just read that last part one time again. One more time, just to link it up.
And his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
Forever. So I forgot, I missed over that point. You know, I meant to, you know, Salaki, I meant to give you some of the history. When Esau and Jacob was born, they was already fighting in the womb. This has been a perpetual anger that Esau has had for Jacob since before they was even born. The two babies in the womb was fighting each other. So when you go back to Ezekiel, read that again in verse 5. It's going to expound a little bit more on it.
Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the end, that the iniquities has an end.
Right, so that gives you a little bit more clue now. We're going to go into a little bit more of the history again. You know, because he said Esau had a perpetual hatred for Jacob, right? And he casted off all pity in the time of their calamity. Read it one more time. I think I quoted it wrong.
It said, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
Right, in the time of their calamity. So this is going into the history of when Israel, the southern kingdom, all right, primarily was in the Babylonian captivity. All right, and when the Babylonians went to destroy Jerusalem, Esau was basically cheerleading for the Babylonians. You know, and that's why it says in the time that their calamity, or their, what did it say, had an end?
Yeah.
Read that, just that part again, read that part.
Okay, it said, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Right, in the time that Jacob's iniquity had an end, Esau basically added more fuel to the fire because of that perpetual hatred that he had for Jacob, which we could get that too, but get the word perpetual real quick in the blue letter, just to edify on that.
It is for the word perpetual, which in the Hebrew is aolam. It means long duration, antiquity, futurity, forever, ever, everlasting, evermore, perpetual, old, ancient, world, ancient time.
Ancient time, right. So that's why it's important for us to go back to the scriptures. Because you can see that these white people have a perpetual hatred for us. You just had that Edomite walking down. I hope the camera caught that, the audio. He said, get out of my neighborhood. He might have called us niggas, I don't even know. He said, oh, get out of my neighborhood, I hate you in my neighborhood.
words. He's going to receive his judgment.
Right, and he just sealed himself for even harsher judgment that he's already going to get. Because the Most High already hated him. Then there he goes manifesting his true Edomite self. I hate you, get out of my neighborhood. So this perpetual hatred goes back to the ancient days. It goes back once again, like I said, even all the way back to Cain and Abel. But furthermore, to Esau and Jacob, that's the theme of the lesson, which is why we opened up with 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. All right, that's why the angel wrote that down here. Was that it on it? Oh, there was more.
There's a little bit more than
finish it off.
it's a long time of past, of future.
Of past, of future. There you go. So that just shows you right there. That proves to you that the so-called black man in America, all right, the so-called natives and Hispanics and scattered throughout the world can never get along with the so-called white man. It's never gonna happen. No matter how much you say, we forgive you, Esau, it's okay for what you did to us, they're always gonna hate you. It's gonna last forever, from the past and to the future. That's why the Lord is gonna destroy you Edomites. Because what did Yahushua say? If that time was not shortened, which is these days that we're living in now, all right, there shall no flesh be saved. Because this man, these Edomites are crazy, man. These people are the most violent creatures on the planet Earth. That's why they created the gun. That's why they created the nuclear missile. That's why they create biological diseases like HIV, AIDS, Ebola, Zika. Those are all man-made in a laboratory. Who's making these things? Esau of the Bible, the Edomites, the so-called white people. Because you have a perpetual anger towards your brother Jacob, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why you brought them here in slavery to America. That's why you came here and nearly destroyed every Native American that existed here in America. Their population was 90% destroyed. That has to be a perpetual hatred. That has to be something from the bottom of your soul that you hate somebody that much to do that to them. That doesn't even make any logical sense. You came here to take over America and you nearly destroyed a whole nationality of people. You almost erased and made a certain seed of people go extinct off the planet Earth. That has to be a perpetual hatred. That's no coincidence. And we figured you out in the Holy Bible. We figured out who you are and we figured out who we are. We're not black and we're not Hispanics. We're not African American. The term America didn't even exist when they brought them here in slavery and ships. So how could you be African American? Who gave you that title? Your perpetual, the brother that perpetually hates you, Esau, the so-called white man. Go ahead, bro.
Now, which America actually comes from an Edomite.
Right. Amerigo Vespucci. Yeah.
There you go.
Done. So he named the land after his own name. He destroyed you, took your land, named it after himself, and then renamed your nationality. Go ahead, huh?
Yeah. We're gonna have Jake, right? Jake's gonna say, "Oh, let's all love Esau. You know, let's all be at peace." You know, that was in the past. You know, all that happened in the past. Let's get over it. Here it is. You know, you're still catching hell. You're still paying rent every single week, right? Every month, every year. You're still getting your low jobs. You know, you're pretty much getting the shit of society, right? Well, yeah, you want to be at peace with the so-called white man. What the hell is wrong with you niggas, man?
Exactly.
You know? Never trust thine enemies. Skip says it, never trust thine enemies.
Get that, bro?
What was that name?
Ecclesiastes. What's your question, bro?
I got a question. You said,
What's up, bro?
the black man is not African.
He's not African.
Okay, so